Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm here. Well, I got my SA250 all torn apart here. I think I mentioned in an older video that I was doing a little bit of work on it. So new rheostat, new temp gauge, new amp gauge, filters, and just kind of some general maintenance on this guy here. The old rheostat just had a couple of bad spots in it where, you know, it was dead. And it was just kind of rusted and nasty looking, and I just figured it was time to replace it. Basically, what I did is I changed the rheostat there, and then after I did, this thing was welding really weird for some reason. I don't know what the deal was. It's an OEM Lincoln rheostat. So what I ended up doing was pulling the brush cover off here and rolling the rack. So right there, yeah, that's the bolt you loosen to roll the rack. Before you do that, make a punch mark down there. Usually there's one there already. That direction makes it hotter. That direction makes it colder. Don't go too far in either direction or else you can majorly screw things up, like burn up your armature and all kinds of bad things. So if your machine runs fine, don't dick with it. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I did. It is welding really well now. Basically, after I changed the rheostat there, like it just had like no arc force, and it just didn't want to run right for whatever reason. Running awesome now. I actually have a temp gauge, which is cool. Yeah, my other one gave up a while ago. And then my amp gauge I replaced just because it was kind of nasty looking. But got this thing looking pretty good now. Pretty happy with it. It was definitely a good purchase. I got a really good deal on it. I only gave $1,000 for it, and over the years I put about another $1,000 in parts in it between a water pump, new rheostat, new gauges, paint, and all that other stuff. So it has been a really good money maker over the years. But anyway, I kind of, while I had it apart here, wanted to see how it stacks up against my other machines. So we're gonna do a little head-to-head here and see which one I like best. Alright, so not the nicest piece of scrap metal to practice on, but I just kind of wanted to get out here and get a little bit of use on them. Mainly I wanted to see how my 250 kind of does after the rheostat change. Really seems to weld a little nicer. I can't really put my finger on it. It's still not as nice as my red face, but it seems like it will carry more metal going downhill than it did before, so I don't know. Basically, I don't think if you were buying one of these machines, you could really go wrong with any one of them. For the type of work I do, the Vantage is just hands down the clear winner, because, you know, you've got huge aux power, where I can run a plasma cutter, or I can run my Dynasty. You can run wire until the leads start smoking. Yes, I have done that one, running that big flux core wire before. And yes, it will start to smoke, or your even, you know, 1/0 leads or 2/0 leads will start to smoke after a while. Tremendous machine, awesome on fuel, and is the lightest of all three machines. So if you do a variety of work, definitely go with the Vantage if you can get a deal on one. The red face here is just kind of one of those machines where it's just cool. It has an arc that just kind of has to be experienced. Plus, I love running big rods on it and just listening to it chug while I'm out working. So it just has a coolness factor, but the sucky thing about it is DC aux power, so really all you can run is a grinder or, you know, other brush tools like that. So that kind of sucks. Phenomenal welder, just awesome. Pretty thirsty as far as fuel consumption goes. And it is heavier than the Vantage. I want to say they're like 1,300 pounds or so. The Vantage, I think, is right at 1,000. And this guy, I want to say, is like 1,900 pounds. It is like a heavy beast. But these guys, like, I have arc gouged all day off of this guy here, and, you know, never had any issues with it. Also, I've arc gouged all day off of the Vantage there. I try not to arc gouge too much off of the 200 there, just because I think they're kind of supposed to be a little bit lighter duty machine. But anyway, yeah, I've rambled on enough here. I hope everybody has a good weekend. And yeah, please check back the channel here for some more content. And please click that subscribe button.